Howdy folks, Rich here. How's everyone? Enjoying the sunny weather? I'm getting a bit beardy. I need a trim. It's been a holiday, don't know if you could tell. I had a week in Mallorca, it was lovely. The weather back home's been great. Anyway, I'm waffling. Up here are 3 new guitars. I just thought I'd quickly tell you what I bought and just a little bit about them in case you wanted to know. But if you don't, then you can turn off now. But just having a bit of a PRS moment again, you know how it is. And somehow I've now reached the heady height of owning 250 guitars, which is crazy. But as you know, it's been more about the enjoyment of trying new things and becoming a good guitarist. Anyway, this is a PRS McCarty 594. There's some nice things on this. You get a bit of brass going on there, and it's an unusual bridge. If we get a bit closer here, look, where I'll come across one like this with these little slots, and then you've got brass along here as well and underneath. So that's a nice touch. You've got coil taps here and here, and the pickups on this are called the 5815. They're like a sort of vintage voice style one. Rosewood board. I bought this from second hand. Plastic nuts, sadly, as they all seem to do, but it's all right. And I like these tuners, that sort of Gluesony style ones. Something a bit different. It's vintage sort of style. It's a mahogany body with a real maple cap, and then a maple veneer. This one's called Faded Blue. And then the back is this natural sort of finish to it, which I also really like. I've always liked the natural finish on the back of the Zap Myers, the Trampus green one, which is a guitar I still want to get at some point. And the neck on it is called, come on Richard, Pattern Vintage. It's chunky, it's round. It's like it's a C shape, but it's a smooth round fatness. You can't feel the sort of the heel of the side of the fretboard. It's finished with some sort of a gloss, but it's not sticky. Yeah, it's lovely. I haven't weighed it, but I'm going to say it's probably getting on for 4 kilos. It's fairly heavy, but it's not monstrous. Yeah, I bought it second hand for 400, and there's not a mark on it. Anyway, so 800 new at the moment. So yeah, lovely guitar, and the tones off it, wonderful. They're really clear and crisp. The single coil tones, very good. Something PRS does well, I think. The single coil tones. So that's that. Not really a single cut kind of guy, as you know, but I just fancied something different. And this is a PRS 24 Custom. Now there's more than one kind of a custom. This is the Quilt top. This is the more expensive one. So these are 870 new. You get a quilt top, you get a matching veneer here on the headstock, and the binding look goes all the way up and round, all the way around the headstock, and an ebony board. So the other custom, which I've had previously, which was the black gold sort of flame top rather than the quilt, that has a rosewood board, doesn't have a matching headstock, not bound. It's got a wide thin neck on this, and they've got a 10-inch radius, as has the other one as well. But this feels, yeah, as it says actually, fairly thin. I've had a number of wide thins, and maybe it's just perception or the material they're made of. Never all seem to feel the same, but that feels quite thin. Lovely fretwork as you get on PRSs. These are the 8515 pickups with a single coil split. And again, they sound lovely, powerful sounding pickups on this one. Standard tuners on here, they do the job just fine. And I love the sort of mushroom style strap buttons you get on PRSs. I've said this before, they just hold your straps down really well. Full size block and a reliable trem that stays in tune. This is mahogany with a maple cap and a maple veneer on top of that, and a shallow violin curve, so the top isn't completely flat. It's got a little bit of a bevel here, a bit of shape to it. So yeah, these are, I paid 600 for this second hand, but you wouldn't know it's second hand apart from a few swirl marks from the picks. It's just mint. So yeah, really pleased I've got this. I thought about buying one of these before. So that's that. And then I bought another NF3 I had one a little while ago. Can't remember why I decided I didn't want it. One thing with the maple necks on PRSs, certainly on the SEs, to make you aware of, and I said this before, they feel completely unfinished, like an old Squire Bullet really, and they're very pale. This one's got a little bit of figuring in it, but they're very pale, so it's one thing that sort of lets the PRS down a bit for me. They could do with, even if it's just not a lacquer, I don't know, just a bit of a finish on it, just to, it doesn't seem just completely befitting of the general fit, finish and quality of PRSs. But anyway, the birds on this one, look at these nice sort of grey, pearly, abalone-esque. And I love this colour. The camera won't pick this up properly. I'm sure it won't. It's a pearlescent white. It's a slightly off-white colour. Yeah, the camera can't pick that up. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's got the deep dish pickups. So these sound very much like single coils, which is why I got it really as a Strat alternative. I've seen a number of videos where these have been pitted up against an actual Strat, and these pickups sound very much like a Strat, but just, I suppose they're just ever so slightly richer, just slightly more rounded, just a tiny bit fatter, but there's not much in it. Unless you heard them, I think, back to back, or you really knew your Strats, you'd find it hard to tell. High access joint. The one thing that surprised me on this one, I've not had it on a PRS before, the fretwork isn't perfect. There's just a couple down here. Yeah, look, not sharp, excuse me, slightly rough. That's the first time I've experienced that on a PRS, although they're still nicely polished. And they all come with a gig bag, of course, these SEs. I bought this from Anderton's in the sale for $549. They're $799 in most places. And this is also a wide, thin neck, but feels different to that Custom. I'm sure that Custom is thinner than that. I don't know, maybe it's not. So that's that. And what else can I tell you? So I've put up for sale my Chapman ML3 Pro X Gold Top. So the NF3 is sort of replacing that as a Strat feeling guitar. And I've sold the SAR behind me here, which might come as a surprise to you, given that it's a lovely looking guitar. This one, look, with all this fancy as you like binding on it. And obviously it went to Tom and had some work done on it, and pickups changed, but I just haven't, I mean, I don't bond with a lot of guitars, as you know, really, but I've just really not got into this. I'm not sure why. No, I can't put my finger on it. So reluctantly, I thought, well, do you know what? If I'm really not into it, then it's just gonna have to go. So, and it is actually sold, so that's good. Hold on, I'm sorry, put it back up here. And the one Chapman I couldn't sell is the purple ML3 Pro Traditional. Do you remember, I've had this in a few colours. The black one was the original one I had. And I loved the sound of the pickups and I loved the look of it, but the neck was quite fat. This one has got a much darker roast than the original one I had, which looks nice. That's just the right dark for me. I like them sort of mid-dark, not pale. And unless it's my imagination, might well be, who knows, I'm sure this neck isn't quite as fat. And I still love the sound of the pickups. And this was mint. I paid a lot for this as second-hand. I paid $699, which is over the odds for a second-hand Chapman. But the guy said it is literally like new. So I took a punt, and he's right. It's literally like new. So I can't, so I'm keeping that. It's the only Chapman I'm keeping. Just love that. So the Chapman semi-hollow, the flame top one, the limited edition one, that's on eBay and Reverb as well. Lovely guitar, but just, I don't know, just not really got into that one either. So that's kind of where we're at. Still loving my Black Star ID Core 100 amp. I'm just getting used to making different tones out of that. I might buy the big foot switch. I've got the Harley Benton now. It's nice sometimes just to have a tube amp on and crank it up without a pedal, just tube power. What else can I tell you? Lessons wise, I've got one booked for next week. I've not had one for a bit because I've been on holiday, and so has the guy. So yeah, we'll see what I get out of that. But I'm not that mega fussed of how good I do or don't get at the guitar, to be honest. It's just nice trying some different things and tinkering around. Anyway, thanks for listening. If you're still here, well done you.